All right, here we go. We have Apollonia. Welcome to Vlad TV.
Thank you, Vlad. It's so nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you. So this is our first time actually talking. So I want to get into the whole story. I want to start in the very beginning. So you grew up in Santa Monica?
Yes. Born and raised Santa Monica, California.
Okay. So what were like the 70s like in Santa Monica?
Oh my gosh. 70s. At that point, I was living my parents moved around a lot. I was in San Fernando for a bit and then the San Pedro area, South Bay. The 70s were full of fun for me. Glitter on my eyelids, platforms. I even gave myself my own David Bowie haircut, and it was awful. Thanks for reminding me, Vlad.
Okay. And your parents are actually immigrants from Mexico?
Yes.
Okay. But you were born here in the States?
Yes, in Santa Monica. My father's from La Ciudad de Mexico. My mother's from Guadalajara. So I was born and raised at St. John's. I was conceived on the Santa Monica Pier. That's what my mom said. So
a little too much information
you
from
just
your
took
mom.
the words right out of my mouth.
Hey, it is what it is. And you're actually the oldest of 6 kids?
I am the eldest. I have 2 younger brothers and a sister.
Okay, so
there's
4.
4 of us.
4 of you. Okay, got it. So how was it like for your parents growing up? I mean, you got 4 kids, Mexican immigrants.
Right.
I guess your dad worked at a restaurant?
Yes, he was first maitre d'. First, he started off as a waiter, and then he was maitre d'. And then he was given part ownership of the Hungry Tiger restaurants. So because of that, we moved around a lot. We lived in Palm Springs. My mother was a housewife and then had to earn a living to help the household. So she worked at Lindy Penn. She worked at department stores.
Got it.
They both migrated here very young.
And were your parents struggling? I mean, with that many kids and,
Well, there was just the 2 of us at first. Myself, firstborn, then my brother George. And they may have struggled, but they bought their first house in 1960. They paid $6,000 for it, right off of Lincoln Boulevard in Venice Beach. And my parents were wonderful. They always had food on the table, clothing. We had presents under the Christmas tree. So they took very great care of us. And we really never suffered. We weren't wealthy.
Yeah.
But they worked very hard.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So then you're going to high school and you drop out at 16?
Yes. I dropped out in the 10th grade. I have, I think, maybe 30 credits. Yeah.
Okay. Why drop out when you're almost at the end?
Well, I was at the beginning, the 10th grade. I needed 2 more years.
I guess, near the beginning.
I started to work. My parents were going through a divorce. So I helped my mother. I started to work. I quit school. I also started to do a little bit of modeling. So I thought I was too cool for school, which was obviously the worst thing I could have ever done.
Why is that?
But I still think back about having education. I wanted to go to college. I went to a community college, but I didn't graduate. I just started working. So as a young kid, I started working at a restaurant to help my mom, to help support all of us during the divorce.
Okay. And you started modeling.
Yes.
Around that time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you won Miss San Pedro.
Yes. I won Miss San Pedro and Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah. I was giving cleavage to the contestants. With makeup, I would go and, outline the cleavage and then touching their makeup. And I was helping them all get ready.
Okay. So you drop out of school, you start to model. Is the modeling money starting to come in at this point, or is it all just little local things?
It's local things, doing the local spa, San Pedro Health Spa. I did their ads. I would get involved in beauty pageants. I would find out what the prizes were first to see if it was worth my time to enter the beauty contest. So whatever I would win, I would come home straight and give the prizes to my mother.
Okay. What was the most you won during that time?
Gosh, I think it was like $5,000.
Okay. It's a lot of money back then.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, just to look pretty.
I was a millionaire already,
Okay. Well, and at one point you became a cheerleader for the LA Rams.
Yes.
Okay. And how was that?
That was exciting. I auditioned. I was 549. I auditioned for several days. I was selected, and I was the only Mexican-American selected in the city of Los Angeles with a population of so many Latinos. It was shocking, actually. I looked around and I was like, oh, I'm the only Mexican. Ahua!
Okay. And how long were you doing that for?
I did it just for the 1 year.
Okay.
They paid us $15-20 a game.
Wait, how much?
$15-20 a game.
Wow.
Rehearsals were not paid. Travel was not paid.
Wait, you had to pay for yourself to travel to away games?
Yes. We never went out of town, the LA Rams. But the one thing that they had made us do, I was fortunate enough to be one of the girls selected all the time for work. We would have to give half of our income and put into a pot to then have it redistribute to the girls that didn't work. So I was working a lot and half of my income was gone. So I quit. It just wasn't reasonable. They were really, ripping us off.
It seems like.
Yeah.